Good afternoon. I am Brandy Bynum Dawson, and I am the Rural Center's new Director of Advocacy. I am thrilled to be joining this amazing organization and to be working with an advocacy team that is so dedicated to our rural states, people, and places. As the Rural Center's Director of Advocacy, I get the incredible honor of presenting this year's Rural Advocate of the Year Award. This award, now in its second year, recognizes a rural champion who has made a significant impact on rural development through their leadership in the public sphere. Whether by serving in an elected office at the local, state, or federal level, by leading efforts to influence policies in support of rural development, or by inspiring others to work together to improve their communities, this advocate exemplifies the Rural Center's approach to collaborative, impactful civic engagement in support of rural North Carolinians. Here to present this year's award is Nell Hotchkiss, COO for the North Carolina Electric Cooperatives. Nell is also chair of the Rural Center's Advocacy Committee and a fierce advocate herself for rural communities. Nell, I invite you to announce this year's Rural Advocate of the Year.
Well, thank you, Brandy, and we're so happy to have you having joined the Rural Center. I have a pleasure of welcoming to the stage the 2019 Rural Advocate of the Year, Mike Hawkins. Let's talk a little bit about Mike. Mike is entering his 12th year as Transylvania County Commissioner and 8th year as chair of the board. He is the longest tenured chairperson in Transylvania County history. During his time, Transylvania County has engaged issues facing all of rural North Carolina and has a reputation for innovation in areas like economic development, education, early childhood development, social programs, and many more. He and his wife, Claudia, raised their daughter, Allison, in Transylvania County, and professionally, Mike is president of Pisgah Enterprises, which owns and operates real estate properties in the Pisgah Fish Camp restaurant in Bavard. And if you haven't been there, it's great. Beyond his local work as a business owner and county commissioner, Mike is also a regional advocate for rural issues in Western North Carolina. He is the past chair and current executive board member of the Land of Sky Regional Council of Governments and is a leader in Western North Carolina's economic development and social support initiatives. He currently serves as a steering committee planning My Future NC educational attainment initiatives for Western North Carolina. On the statewide level, Mike is a member of the North Carolina Travel and Tourism Board and is an executive board member for the Economic Development Partnership of North Carolina. In his role at EDPNC, he serves as chair of the Rural Working Group, which focuses on rural economic development issues across North Carolina and has launched 2 successful statewide Energizing Rural North Carolina conferences, which are focused on rural economic development. He works to be a thought leader and an action on local, regional, and on the state level. From the start of Rural Counts advocacy program, Mike has been an active leader in driving local and statewide participation. He has been instrumental in encouraging attendance at local Rural Count meetings and has also been consistently a powerful voice for the issues at the heart of North Carolina. With great pleasure, I will let Brandy make our few comments, and then we will present this to you, Mike Hawkins.
Last year's inaugural award was presented to Senator Harry Brown and Representative Susan Martin for the significant strides they made in advancing broadband and economic development policy. While Senator Brown was unable to be here with us today, he asked that we share the following statement. As the state of North Carolina continues to enjoy growth and prosperity, it is important that we work to see that rural parts of our state are not left behind. Working to make sure that these areas have infrastructure support, quality education and economic development opportunities is important not only to rural towns and counties, but to the health and success of our state as a whole. It takes those on the city, county, and state levels working together with this goal in mind to make progress. I am thankful for the dedicated individuals who realize the importance of this work and congratulate this year's recipient of the North Carolina Rural Center's Rural Advocate of the Year Award, Transylvania County Commissioner Mike Hawkins, for his dedication to the betterment of rural North Carolina.
Mike, we thank you for your energy, your thoughtfulness, and your passion, not only for your hometown, but for all of rural North Carolina. We are very pleased to present to you the second annual Rural Advocate of the Year Award. Mike.
So, when they told me I was going to get this award, I had two moments of disbelief. The first moment was when they told me I was going to get the award, and then the second moment was when they told me that I needed to say something to you folks. I said, what am I going to say? John Coggin was very kind, though. John said, well, why don't you think about something that's happening on the local level in Transylvania County and how it might translate into a message that the people from across the state might be interested in. And I said, I can do that. I've got 5 minutes. I can talk about one thing that's going on in Transylvania County. So let me do that, because I do think that there's one thing in particular that I'd like to share with you. And if you will look at your screen, it begins with a photograph. All right, this picture was taken on October 27th, 2018, so it was a little over a year ago, and there's just an awful lot to unpack in that photo. There's a lot of questions that would arise from that photo, like who are these people, and why are they wearing the same T-shirt, and what are they doing there, and wait, is that the Count in the back row there? Are there Sesame Street characters back in the back row? You know, what is going on in this photo? And some of the answers to those questions are pretty simple. The people, I can tell you who the people are local leaders in Transylvania County. They are leaders in government, leaders in education, leaders in nonprofits. The reason they're wearing the same T-shirt, you may be able to see the T-shirt says Get Set. Get Set is a local early childhood initiative that has been started in Transylvania County. These are the people who are intimately involved in that, doing the work in that program. Actually, I'm in that photo. You can see in the back row on the far left, that's me, and that's where I belong, in the back. The answer to the question about Sesame Street, though, is a little more complex. And to do that, I need to introduce you to two of the people in that photograph. And it's these two people. On your left is our county manager, Transylvania County Manager, Jamie Lauder. And Jamie is here. Jamie's at the conference this year. Jamie right now is sitting over on that side of the room. Jamie, stand up. I'll embarrass you. Stand up. Where's she? There. No, she's way back in the back. Jamie's our county manager. Beside Jamie is one of my colleagues, Transylvania County Commissioner Paige Lamel. Well, Jamie and Paige, 4 years ago, they identified a problem in Transylvania County, and that problem was that they saw statistics that said that children, that the kindergarten preparedness rate for Transylvania County was way low, embarrassingly low. And Jamie and Paige thought, well, we need to address this problem. How can we address this problem? Living in rural North Carolina, we knew that we couldn't throw more money at it. We didn't have financial resources. We knew we couldn't throw more personnel, more human resources at it because we didn't have the people. So how can we address this issue in a different way and get results for these people who are some of the most vulnerable people in Transylvania County? So without going into details, I'll just tell you that they were able to pull together this coalition of people, the people that you saw in that previous photo. And actually, I don't know if it's possible, but could we go back to that previous photo for just a second? Because there's one other thing. Okay, so there's another thing about this photo that I want to point out to you. It's a group photo. And we've all been in group photos before, and you know how the drill works. You're sitting there, and the person taking the picture says, okay, 1, 2, 3, say cheese. They take the picture, all right? Well, look at the expressions on these folks' faces. I think that something that leaps out at you if you look at this picture is that these people, this is not, they're not going through the motions here. They're having fun. They are happy to be where they're at. This is a group of happy people. And that's really what I want to explain to you is why they're happy. And it goes back now to the next picture with Paige and Jamie. They put together this program, this group of people who did attack that problem in a different way, in an innovative way, and they have had tremendous success at it. The Sesame Street characters are there because they were connected with Sesame Street. Leslie Boney at an IAI conference. Paige made a contact with a Sesame Street person, and Sesame Street was intrigued with what they were doing and learned more about it, and now Sesame Street is in as a full partner on the Get Set program. It is the first rural county, and I believe still to this day, the only rural county in America that Sesame Street has engaged with in this fashion. This summer, Paige and Jamie got on an airplane and flew out to Las Vegas for the National Association of Counties annual conference, where they presented in a plenary session and then received an award for the best children's program of any county of any size in America for the year 2019. So that's a wonderful honor. That's an unbelievable honor. And honors are great, but it's not about honors in this context. What's happening in this context is they're making a difference. They're making a difference in people's lives in Transylvania County. Statistically, the numbers are already getting better, and we understand it's a long-term process. Statistically, the numbers are already getting better, and I'm being called off. Let me finish by saying, but what they're really doing is making a tangible difference in people's lives. And that's why they have those expressions on their faces in those pictures. And the reason I wanted to get up here was to say that translates beyond Transylvania County. That's what we do, isn't it? That's what everyone in this room does. Everyone in this room. You get up, you get out of bed, you drag a comb across your head. Did you get that? Did you see what I just did there? The old people understood that. What you do, you go out and you make North Carolina a better place. And as an elected official, as a chairman of my county, what I'm going to do is get up in front of you and say thank you. Thank you for all that you do for Transylvania County and for rural North Carolina. Thank you for trying to facilitate quality health care and public health services for all of the citizens of North Carolina. Thank you for trying to facilitate world-class education, cradle to grave, for all the citizens of North Carolina. Thank you for trying to facilitate broadband and other types of telecommunications and technology infrastructure for all the citizens of North Carolina. Thank you for all of those things, and thank you for giving all of North Carolina a chance to live 21st century lives. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And finally, thank you to Patrick and the World Center for this award that I do not deserve, but I will gratefully accept. Thank you so much.